Why are you grinning, dude? That makes me nervous when you grin like that.
Well, the show's about
It really does.
The show's about to
It looks
start.
like you're about to say something really, really petty, sir.
All right, I promise.
You promise?
I
don't
promise.
believe that.
Hey, let me ask you a question though. If we were the Oklahoma City Thunder Big Three, like who would we be? Like who's Westbrook, who's Melo, who's PG of us? Like who do you think, Raw Dog?
I'm definitely Westbrook. Volatile of the three. See?
Okay.
And Jay's Melo, and you would be Point Paul George.
Okay.
I'm volatile. Russell Westbrook is volatile. Like he'll go off at any minute. You know what I'm saying?
Well.
And why are you covering your head, Jamel? I mean, sorry, J-Rock.
We're calling out Cavernus. You need to chill out, man.
I'm sorry.
Chill out, man.
He went real government. He didn't even go like nickname government. He went real.
Man. I'm sorry.
He went tax. Man.
I thought we was doing the show for 1 second, man. I'm sorry.
I would say Drew is Westbrook because he's the point guard. He runs the show.
Nah, man.
I would say
it makes sense.
Paul George because I'm versatile. And, I can slither into the hoop.
That's not how you say the word, but that's okay. It's versatile, sir.
And you are low because you're the older guy.
Totally disagree with that. There's no way that you are Paul George. You're Melo because you kind of look like him. All you need is a headband, sir.
I thought, because I wore a hoodie a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, you hoodie J-Rock. I'm Paul George in that situation. You're Melo.
All right.
Out of us three, who gonna play power forward? Me or Drew or you? Who plays power forward?
If Bell be up the ball, you would be Ricky Bell.
I want to be them three. I don't want to be neither one of them guys, man. Dolphin guy, I know that for sure.
Looking like Nerlens Noel. Talking about the brothers like a dolphin.
What does Bivens look like though? Bivens ain't, none of them brothers really like, That's why they didn't sing lead.
Yeah.
Was Ralph.
Y'all done, man?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we good.
Okay, all right, and welcome into the Barbershop 918. You up in here with your man, Big Drew. J-Rock.
Boom.
And the one and only Raw Dog. We got a jam-packed show for you today. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl here in a little bit. We also need Jesse to argue with our man Raw Dog.
We need Jesse.
Jesse's going to argue with Raw Dog all about who's the best boxer. I know you guys have heard that Raw Dog go back and forth about Floyd Mayweather. And so,
no argument, sir. This is really no argument.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Floyd's the best, hands down, right? Is that why it's no argument? Because Floyd's the best, hands down? Is that why?
No, Floyd sucks. I was gonna say something really bad.
Okay. We got a top 5 coming your way that's cold with it. It's the top 5 that's all about your top 5. I'm trying to think of it. You see, I'm trying to think of it on the fly. Guilty pleasure songs. So that's those songs that you actually don't like admitting to people that you like. Like, what's the Stepdaddy song? Stuff like that. Did I get Hitman Sammy Sam? Yeah. So we got a top 5 coming your way. We got a good show for you. We're about to kick it off right now with the word on the street.
Word on the street. It's the sweet word.
Yeah, the walk-off word on the street.
That's when it's good. That boy is good.
My God. That's ridiculous.
He's just dripping, man. Just dripping with talent.
Hey, I gotta get off before Patty starts coming at me, man.
Just dripping.
Coming at me.
All right, man. So, J-Rock, we had the Grammys last night. Oh, not last night, but we had the Grammys this weekend, man. So it's a lot going on with music news. Go ahead and fill us in, boss.
All right, the Grammys were this past Sunday. They came back to New York City, the first time in 14 years that it was back in New York City. And if you were sleeping under a rock, Bruno Mars controlled the Grammys this year. They ruled it. Star Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars took home 6 Grammys this year. That was 2 away from Santana and Michael Jackson's record for most Grammys in a year.
Hold on, Jay. Hold on, Jay. It was kind of fuzzy. Go ahead, say it again for me. Audio, I couldn't hear you, boss.
Say it again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little fuzzy.
And you gotta pay your internet bill, man.
All right.
Now we can't hear nothing. You want me to do the music thing, man? I'll do the music thing.
Go for it.
Okay, so
you want his spot, don't you? Jay.
God, are you ready, man? Talk.
Nah, he ain't ready. Go for it.
I'm chopping the screw right now, baby.
It's still staticky, bro. Oh, man.
Go ahead, disconnect, boss, and connect back up. I got you.
In the meantime, Bruno Mars took, I think, 6 Grammys. Kendrick probably won, I'm going to say about 3. He won all the rap categories, basically. Whatever rap category there was, Kendrick Lamar won. And Kendrick had an amazing performance right in the beginning of the show, including Dave Chappelle, which was hot.
Yeah, I like seeing Dave come up and, he had a little bit of humor, but it was the perfect break you needed because dude was just killing it. And you needed Dave. Yeah, you needed Dave to come up and just give you a second to think.
Yeah. And of course, Bruno showed up with Cardi B. You knew that was going to be a hot performance.
Yeah.
But I think Bruno was a little intoxicated by the time he got his 6th award.
Well, yeah, I've seen people on Facebook say that he was high, like just flat out that he was riding the white horse.
He could have been, man. He really could have been, because he got a pass. With that, with the white stuff, he got a pass. He got a mug shot where he's smiling.
So he said he's got a pass with the sugar booger. They can't.
Yeah, he got a pass with the sugar booger. He got a mug shot where he's sitting there like cheesing, like, yeah, I sniffed it. But man, he was it was all the Grammys was all about him last night, man. He killed it, man. He did a good job.
All right. So what? Like my son was just completely just messed up with the idea of Bruno getting the top album award, not over Kendrick. So how do you feel about that, man? Who do you think should have been? Do you think that it was awarded justly?
Yeah, I do. Kendrick is our dude, man. He rules over hip hop. He's got crossover appeal, but his crossover appeal doesn't touch Bruno Mars' crossover appeal. Bruno Mars his whole album was everywhere. Pop, adult contemporary, R&B. It was everywhere. You couldn't get away from it. Kendrick did his thing, but it didn't reach the heights that Bruno Mars' whole album did. He had like 5-6 singles off that bad boy that was in the top 10. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe it was definitely justified.
Okay. Now Jay on his way back. I'm about to bring him in here in a second. Oh no, he snuck in. He snuck in without me putting him in. And now he's gone. All right, so we'll come back to. You just roll with the punches when you live. That's how you do it.
We are live, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
I got kidnapped out of the video. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah.
All right.
See, y'all talked about the Grammys without me.
Yeah.
We had to move on, sir.
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Titanic has to move on, even if you ain't on the ship, man.
And speaking of that, go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
No, it's your turn. Yeah.
Okay.
Titanic, you. Huh? Oh yeah. Do you got music charts, boss? I'm sorry.
Got some on the chart?
No, it was just the Grammys this week. Jay-Z got robbed, but we didn't talk about that.
No, he didn't.
For another show.
Sir.
For another show.
Sir. No, he didn't. He didn't get robbed.
I can't wait to Final Cut. His
album wasn't the best, sir. It was.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Hey,
the vein is popping out my head like James Evans. Jay-Z got robbed.
Fan. And I heard the album.
Look at me.
It wasn't the best. It wasn't.
Look at me.
Hey, man. Let me tell you something.
Don't look at that, man. I didn't want
vein. Look at this vein in my head right now.
You just got back in the conversation. You need to calm down. You don't just bust in the conversation, make a man come on, look at me. I'm telling you, 444 wasn't the best album. Might have been one of Jay-Z's best albums, but it was the best album out there. His album wasn't even better than Kendrick Lamar's. Kendrick Lamar's album was banging. Just because Jay-Z was introspective, don't make it, a Grammy winner.
This is like me saying something against Jordan, okay? Like, he ain't nobody's.
Hey, man, watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth.
You can't talk about Jay-Z or Jordan to most black men in general, but especially to J-Rock. You can't say that to him. Hey Jay, it was a good album. He got robbed. You happy?
Yes.
There you go.
Hey, Jay, no, he didn't get robbed, sir. He got the Lifetime Award. Aren't you happy with that?
Did he had even been there then? Let me ask you that. Oh, he shouldn't even been there.
What's with the jacked up afro he got? What's with the mini afro, J-Rock?
He about to put out another album. Every time he has a jacked up afro or he homeless, that means he's putting out some new work.
He got the Roman J. Israel.
He do. Lionel from the Jeffersons, man.
Man.
The second one, not the first one.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to movie news, man. What you got movie news-wise, man?
All right, man. Coming out this week, it's a slow week, man. I'm telling you, everybody's getting set for February 16th. I mean, I honestly believe this movie is going to break records like never before. Because, first of all, there's already been a preview of Black Panther. And people are like, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for this. That Ryan Coogler knocked this one out the park. And keep in mind, this is the same guy that brought us Creed. You know how good the movie Creed was. So imagine.
Better than Rocky 3.
Huh?
Yeah.
3.
A lot is better than Rocky 3, though.
Better than Rocky 4, because Rocky 4 sucked.
No, Rocky 4 is the best Rocky.
No, it's not, sir. Rocky 4 is the most dumbest Rocky. It's the most over-the-top Rocky. It might as well be next to number 5. What was I saying?
You don't know.
You was just rambling for no reason.
No, I wasn't. I was talking about Black Panther. Because right now, there's not a lot of good movies coming out. The only one I'm mentioning is a supernatural flick called Winchester with Helen Mirren. It's basically a ghost.
So I got a question about Black Panther that tripped me out. Like, did you guys see anyone that was not African American at the premiere, like at the pictures that they've shown?
It was the blackest premiere ever.
Ever. Like, and I mean,
Black excellence.
Like, I thought maybe BET, like it premiered, it was sponsored by BET. It's like, 'cause it was zero.
You know what? White folks are gonna come out for this one.
Oh yeah, it's not
They're gonna come out just like they always. If they're gonna come out for Madea, they better come out for Black Panther.
Boo!
That's all I gotta say. You want to see the coonery? Soon see the heroism too. All right. That's all I'm saying. That's a challenge to all my white brothers and sisters. Don't go see Madea Boo, laugh your butt off, and don't want to go see Black Panther. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that's a different audience, though, man.
No, sir. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be.
I'm
gonna make you feel guilty for seeing Boo if you don't go see Black Panther. I'm gonna put the threat, the guilt threat into you. Like, yeah, so you want to see us be coonery, right? But you don't want to see us like being heroes.
Well, yeah.
Where you at?
Different audience, man. So,
oh man,
what you got,
folks, man? They shouldn't be doing that, man.
Yeah, you can't
see Boo and not see Black Panther. Don't do that.
Well, you can't.
Racist.
All right. So, what you got for your box office report, man?
Oh, wow, I'm getting all upset now. All right, so the box office. Number 5 was The Post. Y'all know what that is, right? The one with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. That made 9.1 million. Number 4, The Greatest Showman. That's about what's his name? Ringman Barnum and Bailey Circus or whatever.
Hugh Jackman? Is that?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Hostiles. That's with the guy that played Batman, Christian Bale. Number 2, Jumanji. Still in top 10. Welcome to the Jungle with The Rock and Kevin Hart. And number 1, I'm really surprised at this. Maze Runner, The Death Cure, made 24 million last week at number 1.
I mean, it's a good storyline to follow. So
is it?
Yeah. Yeah, once you watch the first one, it makes you have to watch the second one, and I think everybody else is just all in for the third one. It isn't something that you'll probably see a repeat of in coming weeks, like back to back, number ones. It's like that. It has its group of people that want to see it, and it's done. You want to see the end of it, and that's it.
That's very interesting.
But no,
I just don't have any interest in it. It doesn't hold my attention.
If they're renting, I rent those. Like, I don't go to the theater and actually engage in watching those movies. I don't think it's worth my time, but it's still pretty good.
Nice. Not worth your time. Okay.
Or money. Let's say that, man. Worth my money.
Well, yo, that's the movie news, man.
All right, so in television news, man, so did you watch, it's starting to pick up steam. Like I see people on social media talking about Black Light every time you move, Jay.
Do we have to hear you do that to your nose, man? I mean, it's loud to us.
Yeah, so
Not you.
every time, you guys see what I got to deal with. So every time, every single time I looked on social media the other night, people were talking about Black Lightning on both Twitter, Facebook. So did you watch the latest episode, Raw Dog?
Well, everybody watched the latest episode because the State of the Union was on everywhere else, and nobody wants to watch that crap. So
I did. Continue.
Yeah. That's because you don't like black stuff, bro. But anyway, it's getting better and better each week. I'm very surprised at how good it is. I really thought it was going to be cheesy. I still think his costume is cheesy, and how nobody don't know that's Jefferson. All he wearing is some shades, man. Shades don't hide who you are. I mean, they know. Do they not know that that's the principal? Are the shades that revealing? I mean, somebody answer that question.
He got on blue blocker. You know that. You know how blue blockers are.
That changes everything about you, don't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. So,
Jill Scott.
Yeah.
Her name is Lady E.
I seen that.
And I saw that, I immediately thought of J-Rock. I'm like, somewhere J-Rock is crying. Real tears.
Of joy and other feelings. So
I was teasing.
But each episode gets better and better. They had the conversation about, the parent and the child and the sex thing, which I was like, wow, that was deep. You just don't see those in the comic book series, but I guess the CW goes there apparently.
Yeah, and Black Lightning already, like the week before, like you had pointed out, having an openly gay, character on there is one part. This kind of new, because she'll be a main character, and then just the factor, like I like the music I haven't watched week 3 yet, but I did watch week 2 the other day, and I love the music, like the fact that they Simply Beautiful throughout the whole thing. Anytime you put Al Green on your show, it's gonna be a good show.
Well, they had a gospel song throughout the entire show.
All right,
because Kiki plays a pastor in this one.
Yes, I heard
Kiki, right?
that. Yeah, Clifton Powell.
Clifton Powell.
Chauncey.
Great
Yes.
Clifton Powell. So
yeah.
He has played in 1.2 million roles in his entire life.
I think he's been a pastor more than a few different times.
And man, you making me dizzy over there, Doc. Stop moving around, man. Just spin it around for him, man.
Oh man. So y'all feeling real?
Almost got sick.
Yeah. Y'all fill me in on the shot, man, because like I said, I ain't got the fancy cable, so I don't get a chance to see the shot like y'all do. So feel me.
Like got shot.
So I'm off though.
Hi,
no, he's still there. He survived.
He just got shot.
He got shot by the little kid. That's what's crazy.
The little kid from Moonlight.
Yeah, he got shot by the little kid. I thought he got shot by Eazy-E. He didn't. Eazy-E just whooped his butt. But the kid shot him. So now there's this weird dichotomy between the kid, Eazy-E, and Drew's cousin. So coming in already. That's what I'm talking about.
For the next segment.
Okay, all right. I just saw that, it threw me off. But yeah, so it's a weird dichotomy. Eazy-E got kicked out of his house because he brought a gun home. Eazy-E ain't getting a friend, which is probably one of the funniest things about the show. Because he had some girly magazines, and Eazy-E asked some boy, "Hey man, you ever heard of RedTube? What you doing?" I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever heard in my life. Personally, but we shall move on. You got to be watching The Shot. It's on Showtime at 9 Eastern Sundays.
Who's listening to us?
Can somebody see me? Can anybody see me?
Nah. This is the raggediest show. I gotta keep it. There we go. We got somebody. Yeah, we can see you now, but you got to get in the camera. There you go. Okay. We just lost Jay. I don't know how. I'm not proud of this work. As a producer, I try to keep us together, but at some point, you just give up. You just be like, hey, let's enjoy it today.
What I've been waiting on right here. This type of show.
I can't keep it together today. All right, so
Jay.
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so
Jay, pay your cable bill, man.
Oh Lord, Chris, he's in here somewhere. He's lost in the wall. There's people under the stairs. He's like Roach right now. All right.
Jay in the sunken place. It's literally dark.
Oh, disappearing at.
right now. So.
You don't have to be. We're about to go ahead and get started with your segment. We always bring in Chef Sharon to talk about what's going on. She's the binge watching queen. She tells us about different things that are going on with Netflix and stuff that we can watch on television. So let me ask you something. You watched the Cat Williams deal on Netflix. Should me and Raw Dog and everybody else take our time to watch it? So tell us, should we watch it? Scoot over a little bit. We only see half your face.
Okay, so.
There you go.
Am I good?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, so. Yeah, no. Well, it wasn't funny to me. He had some okay jokes, but I think the thing that kind of got me was the N-word was excessively used.
Yeah.
But it was noticeably
like he was being extra.
Yeah. Like everybody was
the
the N-word. White people was the N-word. Everybody was the N-word. And then he used it as if it was the official title for black people.
Yeah.
It was, so I don't know. That part caught my attention because it was really excessive. It was okay. It was Cat Williams.
All right.
I think you have to be a Cat Williams fan to really get Cat Williams.
I used to love Cat Williams. I'm waiting on him to be funny again.
Well, when you get
funny.
when you get choked out by little kids, that's hilarious.
Yeah, his actions are funny.
Yeah,
the camera just need to follow him around.
Yeah, he do.
He does. He's politically conscious, and he he addressed somewhat, like how basically since
Trump,
and how he's staying out of trouble.
All right. So speaking of things kind of political, I got a chance to see some I wanted to mention to you guys. David Letterman has a new show, and he interviewed Barack Obama for the first episode. So I think Letterman's going to get like six different interviews, and it's in depth. He also, in that interview, he went and walked and talked with, oh my God, I feel bad as a black man forgetting his name. He marched with Dr. King. What is his name? I can't think of it right. John Lewis, yeah. So Letterman.
Doggone shame, Pastor Drew.
Shut up. You didn't know either. And you was there. You marched on Selma, and you didn't get it. So,
I enjoyed every minute of it, sir.
They brought sandwiches. It was nice.
Look here, watch yourself, because I don't think Raw Dog is too much older than me.
He ain't.
See?
And both y'all old.
See how they be doing it?
Watch yourself, young man.
See how they be doing it?
Watch yourself.
Yeah. All right. So.
Yeah. Now you got to be quiet. Soon as you get off, they gonna start back in, Sharon. So.
Yeah.
We should just make you part of the show just to protect me.
I respect my elders. That's why. But you're right.
Oh,
right.
This guy.
All right. But no, this interview, Barack Obama goes in and it's educational, it's insightful. Like, get a chance to feel like, it's kind of bad because it's sort of like remembering the things you love about your ex and seeing it on display. Like, oh, that's why we was together. Yeah, it's so if you don't want to go through those withdrawals, like if you just now got over Barack, don't watch. But
is this the end in the background?
Yeah.
It was a amazing interview. I didn't want it to end.
Yeah,
it was really good.
You don't want. Go ahead.
It did remind us of what we used to have.
Yeah, it did. All right, so
it was like, oh wow.
You got you got a show you want to suggest for binging. What's your show you got this week?
Okay, so my binge watching recommendation for the week is the Travelers. I'm not sure if it's Travelers or The Travelers, but amazing show to me. I went right through it. I think it's like 3 seasons, 2 seasons or 3 seasons, but I watched all of it.
2 on Netflix.
Much, don't you? But it's pretty much the basically the gist of the show is people from the future centuries ahead of us now. The technology is so to the point where basically humanity is almost obsolete. The world as we know it is not anymore. And so they set it up. Their technology is able to set it up where they can come back into the 21st century and make some changes. And when so it's like a group of 5 travelers that are sitting here as a team on a mission. They accomplish a mission, but then their mission, of course, does what it's supposed to do. It changes the course of things, and then they have a whole new set of problems. So the whole series kind of set up on that, but it's pretty nice.
So it's like the remix. It's like the remix of Quantum Leap, basically. That's the way
I'm not co-signing on it.
Because what you just told me is they leap into the future, just like Quantum Leap.
Basically,
they solve a problem. Everything's all good.
Because they're in the future, they know the history of everyone's death.
Like Quantum Leap.
So like they go in. They time when you're about to die. They use your body as a host.
Like Quantum Leap.
You actually die.
Mm-hmm.
They live from the future into your body, and they live your life. But they never go back to the future.
All together,
but they actually resume your life here.
Like Quantum Leap.
You know what? Okay. You can make it be Quantum Leap if y'all want it to be. I just remember Quantum Leap being like corny. This show is good.
He dealt with race and real issues. Like he was in a. They would leap him into a black man's body at least twice a season, and it would be awkward.
I don't like Quantum Leap. That's why
love getting leaped. That's what I call it in my house. If they be like trying to figure out, well, we can get leaped. If we can't determine nothing else to watch, we can get leaped. We can do that.
Really?
That's what we gonna do.
That's my recommendation. But I think you guys should watch it, and I think you guys should come back with a review on it for me.
Hey, I think we should watch Riverdale.
No.
You don't know what Riverdale is?
I know what Riverdale is.
It doesn't.
Because I'm not a teenage girl, so I'm not gonna watch it.
No, Drew ain't got nothing to do with that. They took the old Archie comic.
Yeah.
Like up to date. So they got Archie, Jughead, Veronica, and the way they do it is quite bizarre. Just to see Jughead be all like serious is hilarious.
Yeah.
I never really got into those comics, so.
Oh, okay. I did.
Well,
I liked Archie comics back when I was a little kid. So to see them in this. Why is everybody laughing?
Were they on the bubblegum thing or something?
I'm laughing because as soon as Jay stop move. Yeah, every time Jay moves, it's loud. Because Jesse over here in the comments talking about Drew Light getting leaped and told me I need to pause. I didn't see anything wrong with saying we get leaped, but.
So like something that happens in Oz.
And then. So, Chris basically said that it's the McDowell's leap, basically. As far as, you got anything else for us as far as Ben?
I don't. Y'all are on one tonight. I'm gonna leave the ridiculousness to y'all.
It is. It's a raggedy show today, but we can appreciate that. As a people, we can appreciate today's show.
It just
happened. It did.
Shout out to Ben Vereen.
Y'all know that is my favorite thing y'all do every time. Like,
yeah.
All we need is some kashif and some chocolate cake. Ain't that right, Jay?
Yeah.
That's it.
Don't forget about Ray J.
Don't forget about. Oh, I'd rather forget about Ray J.
That's how you know you actually watch the show and listen to it because
back in the day, y'all don't bring him up no more.
Ray J going through it right now, man.
Is he? What's happening with him, bro? You know, because you was biggest fan.
Well, you know, me and Willie, we was talking about the. No, his wife is she left him. She kicked him out the house.
What?
Just get married?
Yeah. Is she pregnant?
Well, is that gonna be?
I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, we ain't got to.
Right in my segment, guys.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. See you later.
My bad, Chef Sharon. I'm sorry.
See you later.
See y'all later. Thanks for having me on.
All right.
We'll see you next week.
All right.
All right. So we need Jesse. It's time for us to get.
We need Jesse. Jesse's here. Run, Jesse, run.
Right.
Oh man,
It is a
that's
lot of
terrible.
boxes up here.
It is. So we brought in Jesse not because we got a whole lot to talk about when it comes to what's going on with MMA and boxing this week. We just really want to be petty and argue whether Floyd Mayweather is the greatest boxer of all time. Now, some people would say that Floyd Mayweather definitely is because records mean something. There are other people who, just nostalgia, they love, Mike Tyson. Like, I think Mike Tyson. Some people think Muhammad Ali because this is who they grew up seeing. Jesse, start off with you since you're the guest here. Is Floyd Mayweather the greatest boxer of all time?
To me, I would say he's definitely up there. He's one of, I wouldn't say absolutely the greatest, but the reason why it's hard to really kind of argue against him, of course, the records, somewhat mean something, but he's never lost a fight. And as he got older, he kept dominating his opponents. Now, a lot of people tend to think that, his style towards the end of his career was, quote unquote running, which, at the end of the day, people that say that really don't have strong boxing IQ. Sorry, but that's just where it's at.
Boom.
I have, you gotta think, the one thing that happened with Floyd as he got older, was his hands were always kind of brittle. He always broke his hands in the fights. So that's another reason why he changed it up. Also, if you look at people like Manny Pacquiao or some of the great fighters over time, over years, they've all lost, and they lost brutally, or get knocked out, got dominated, so on and so forth. And when you see Floyd, I mean, he's been hurt a few times in fights, but he's never been 100% knocked out. And it's very hard to do. That's very hard to accomplish in boxing, especially later on in your career. You get older, your body doesn't move the same, all the other stuff. But with Floyd Mayweather, you have to respect the fact that he respected boxing as far as he trained like crazy. He never took any of his training. He never took for granted any of his opponents. He was just always 100% better than them. And in every fight, every person that he's fought, he's nullified their strengths within minutes or within a few rounds of fighting. So it's kind of hard to, say that he's not. I mean, I understand why some people, like you said earlier, some people like Mike Tyson, some people like Muhammad Ali, some people like, Lennox Lewis or whoever. But, at the end of the day,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, there's a comment that somebody said only two things are perfect in this lifetime. Number one, God. Number two, Floyd Mayweather's boxing record. So, Raw Dog, what do you say? What do you say to that?
Boxing IQ, can he
Yeah,
talk now?
yeah. What do you say to that comment? I want you to.
Let me make it very clear. I'm a fan. I don't need a high boxing IQ to be a fan. That's not the litmus test. Okay. I just know what I like. And the reason why I have a problem with Floyd is because, the boxers I saw growing up, they talked a lot of noise, but they backed it up. They went in there and they knocked people out. Mike Tyson being one of them. The amount of noise that Floyd talks doesn't match up with the type of fighting that he does. I mean, yeah, he may be a pure boxer, but I don't want to see that. I want to see somebody get knocked the heck out. I don't want to see a guy who talks so much noise about how I'm going to beat this guy and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Just go pip, pip, run, 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 hit, run, 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 and hit, and run, run, run. I mean, that may be, obviously that's good, a good thing to do to build up your record, but it's sure not fun to watch. And at the end of the day, this is a business. You want to see a good fight. And really, the best fight the most exciting fight he has was against the last dude he fought. What was his name? The MMA fighter?
Conor McGregor.
Yeah. And that was only because of the circus atmosphere that surrounded it. Hey, I spent money watching Floyd Mayweather fight, and every time I spent money on a pay-per-view, I was always disappointed. Always disappointed. Like, so I spent money on that. Nah. So I'm speaking as a fan. I never said I was a boxing historian. I just know what I like, and I know that I want to see. If you're gonna talk that kind of noise, and you're gonna be illiterate and talk noise, at the very least, go in there and knock somebody out. Don't be illiterate, talk noise, and then run the whole fight. I'm just saying, he talk a lot of noise, man. Y'all heard Floyd talk, man. Floyd talk like he go in there and beat the dude down. He don't do that. He go in there and score points and win the fight, but he don't beat the dude down.
So Jesse, I got a question for you. How do you, as a person who likes boxing, who has a good boxing knowledge, how do you see the in-between of the average fan? Because the average fan does want something that is kind of simplistic. Like, we came to see Pounded Out. So how do we get to that in-between place as fans to learn that there is some Pounded Out in between? Like, what are some of the things we need to know to enjoy someone with Floyd's style? Because it's like there's going to be a lot more Floyd-like boxers come up. Seems like he's got a lot of little disciples.
Well, I mean, obviously, the first one would probably be Adrian Broner, but obviously Adrian Broner that's the guy that talked a lot of noise and did not back it up. I can't put Floyd in that same boat. What people need to understand about Floyd, of course, like you said, he wasn't the most exciting fighter at the tail end of his career, and I wouldn't say that the Conor McGregor fight was the most exciting fight. He carried Conor McGregor through that whole fight, and as you've seen, once he decided to just, finally decided to fight, he beat him up and made him quit. So, I understand, with Floyd, the thing is, like you said, you have to understand where he was at in his career, and what he does. You can call it running, whatever. That's just, to me, that's just very juvenile.
Like Hamlin, man. I'm sorry. He was doing man through the whole match.
So, Chris just said, why do we consider defense running? So is that what we're doing here? Is defense something that we should learn to appreciate in boxing?
There's defense. There's defense and then there's running. They teach you how to block for a reason, right? Isn't blocking a punch defense?
Okay, so what I
know go head up and then run and win the fight.
What I'll ask you is this. So out of all the fighters that you say that you like and everything like that, what has been the common denominator in the tail end of their career? What has it been? They've all lost, and they've lost pretty bad because they want to entertain you. And now some of them don't have, some of them stumbling, some of them coming out, can't speak right. Some of the greatest fighters in the world.
That's the price you pay, though. That's the price. It's a violent sport.
I understand, it's a gladiator sport. I understand everything about that. But at the same time, you have to appreciate somebody that, it wasn't like you said, the whole Floyd running thing, that's a narrative that was created, and it's a terrible narrative. At the end of the day,
if you don't entertain people, people are not going to pay money to see your fight. Period.
Understandable. But to say that his most exciting fight throughout his career was Conor McGregor, it's very false. That means you didn't pay attention to any of his fights.
I didn't watch a lot of his fights because I got tired of being screwed over. I got tired of paying my hard-earned money for just kind of like do ballet dancing in the ring. I'm tired of that. I'm not spending more money on this dude. So I don't like that type of fighter.
So if he was to fight again, who could he possibly fight? Or is there anyone in his career is there anyone in his career he didn't fight that we would have wanted to see him fight? Like, what more could we expect from Floyd, if anything else?
The only fight that I really kind of wish that he did make was versus Margarito. But the thing about Margarito is he turned out to be a very dirty fighter. Right now, there are a lot of young guys in the sport, but I don't think him coming back to actually fight would be an actually good idea right now. Not to say that he would lose or anything like that, but the sport needs to move forward. It's like you still got Manny Pacquiao fighting, and Manny Pacquiao cold, like he became a meme. Like that's sad.
Don't forget about Roy Jones Jr. Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. still fighting.
We must have forgotten.
No, don't get me wrong. I've seen some good fighters like this. Who was the guy that beat the Russian? for the belt. That guy out of London.
Rocky 4. I knew you liked that movie.
That's what I'm talking to you. I ain't talking about who was the guy out of London?
Anthony Joshua is who you're talking about.
Yeah.
You talk about Anthony Joshua.
Now, that was probably one of the best fights I had seen in a long time, man. And that's, I guess, maybe I'm just a heavyweight guy. Maybe that's what the deal is.
Well, and that's petty. But y'all talk about me being petty, but Jay is petty.
Jay ain't skinny.
What I do?
Well, so, but no, listen, I think Raw Dog has a good point there. I think America has been used to the heavyweight division being strong. And when now that we've gotten to this point where, we had Mayweather at the forefront, that's a different style. And I think we'll forget about Mayweather if Joshua and other people in heavier classes come along and take boxing back. Because that's what America wants. America is used to and we love the heavyweight. Everyone else has always been second fiddle, to be honest with you. We've had brief stints with our Sugar Rays and Hearns and other people. But in all honesty, heavyweight is where it's at, and that's what America really honestly wants. All right, guys. We've been on this subject a little bit, on the subject of boxing for a little while. It's time for us to switch off and head into our top 5? Yeah, top 5. Jay, did you invite him into the top 5 today? Does he have? All right, then I guess we don't need Jesse. We don't need Jesse.
Before y'all let me go real quick, Ronda Rousey is now in the WWE.
Yes, I saw that.
And then they did it.
She gonna get hurt in that.
Yeah, it's a lot of divas, I guess you want to say, this. They're not happy about it. But and then the last thing is that the Canelo fight was scheduled for a rematch, and it'll be May 5th. So that was
will be perfect.
So that's it, fellas. That's all I got. It was.
You know that off the top of your head. You look forward to that day, huh? All right.
Baby.
Somebody's a drunk.
But thanks, guys. I know y'all about to get.
I was in my backslide days.
All right, Jesse.
Have a good one,
bro.
All right, man. Speaking of backsliding days, these gentlemen that I do this show with, and I love very much, we do this show together and we all in together, and I'm not going to be fake today. My top 5, we're doing top 5 songs, guilty pleasure songs. This does not reflect guilty pleasures. I don't have a guilty pleasure song now, so to speak. These were my guilty. So, I usually don't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do my top 5 first. I want us to forget about it. I need that. I need that coverage when we got less, I understand this video is going to keep going, but.
Oh, man.
All right, so. I'm not proud of this, but here's what came to mind, and I was like, I gotta be real. These were my guilty pleasure songs, okay? All right, so my honorable mention, I only got one.
One? Oh, just one?
Dude. All right, yeah, people gonna change their opinion of me after my top 5 here. All right, so honorable mention, T-shirt and panties, Adina Howard and Jamie Foxx from the.
I love that song.
What soundtrack was that? It was a sound.
Was it?
Yeah, it
was it Woo?
Was it Woo or Booty Call? I think it was Woo.
It was Woo.
It was Woo. It was Woo. You just wanted to say Booty Call.
I'm sorry.
And I can't judge you according to my list. So number 5, How You Do That, Master P featuring Young Bleed.
Do that there.
Number 4, I really don't know how to say this. It starts with an H. It was on the Murder Was the Case soundtrack. And it was by a dude named B Rizzle. The name of the song, it rhymes with corny, but starts with an H. That was the name of the song.
I got that soundtrack.
Yeah, everybody got that one. I think that's how I use his name. I never really heard anybody say his name. But number 3, Did It and Did It by Brother Lynch. Number 2, Get It The Opposite of Dry by Twista. And number one, Lick.
Oh man.
Lick by Joy. So J-O-I, but alright.
Oh, your list is
Whatever.
your list got a smell to it.
It do. Yeah, that's that. It's black.
Innocent compared to yours.
Yeah, my list is like the Black Love Incense. You know, like kids know what's gonna happen if they see my list. You know, like.
Hey, let's go to Jay because mine is a real innocent list. Jay,
Yeah.
what you got?
Okay.
Man?
All right, coming in honorable mention.
How many you got?
I just got one.
Now, anytime Jesse say I'm nasty,
You nasty. That is the pot called Ghetto Black Purple, sir.
Mention LV. How long? His off that album.
and you like that?
LV, the dude that was sweating in the cooler.
Yes, he's still sweating to this day.
He is. He's a sweater.
Okay. Damn. Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle.
Whoa.
Jay, you said that for
Oh, God.
for comedic relief, like that you don't.
Genie in a
Hey
Bottle?
you
You like that song?
don't know, man. It's
You real guilty. You real guilty.
Guilty pleasure right there, sir.
Oh, God.
I can't talk though. Go ahead.
Okay, number 4, Allen Iverson, 40 Bars of Death. He was spitting that hot fire on there. It's trash. Could have been a excellent rapper if he gave up basketball.
Skype thought it was trash too. It almost dropped you.
You better listen before Skype take you out.
All right, number 3, Mike and the Mechanics, The Living Years. Favorite song to listen to in the dentist office, man. Love it.
I think Phil Collins is gonna show up on this list.
If it does, Jay, I'm gonna drop you. Cause
He loves Phil Collins, man.
Feeling in the Air cannot be on all of your list. It can't.
Darn it. Let me scratch it out.
I
Number
can feel it in
2,
the air. It's been on like 6 of his lists.
Christopher Williams, I'm Dreaming. If
Hey,
I'm
that's a
dreaming.
jam. I like that song.
Is he out of jail yet?
No.
You know, okay.
He's
We
still
in
waiting for
jail.
He's still waiting for Halle Berry to get him out.
Oh, Jay, that's wrong.
And number 1, I'm gonna say pause. Eddie Murphy, Put Your Mouth on Me.
Yeah, I'm glad
Oh God!
Mine's ain't nothing like y'all's, man.
That's horrible.
Put your mouth on me.
You know Johnny Gill was in that video?
Yes, Johnny Gill was in Party All the Time. He was in all of Eddie Murphy's videos.
Looking suspect. I'm just
That's
saying.
his best friends, man. Best
Johnny
friends.
was happy to be in Put Your Mouth on Me.
Eddie
all
and Johnny.
All right.
They was cheesing the whole video, just laughing and having a good time. All right, man. Okay, so mine's is not as bad as my counterparts here.
Shut up.
I don't have honorable mentions because for whatever reason I don't get them.
Keep going.
Number 5, Snoop Dogg, Sensual Seduction.
That's a good song though, man.
That's my jam right there.
The PG version, yes.
That's not a guilty pleasure. That's just a good song.
Because I shouldn't really like that song.
Oh.
It's Snoop singing. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Number 4, Fergie and Ludacris, Glamorous. I like that song. So, anything wrong, fellas? What? You got a problem?
Continue, sir.
Number 3, Carly Jepsen, Call Me Maybe. Y'all know what the song I'm talking about, right?
I was thinking Young Raw Dog and Daughter Raw Dog, they would like that song. I didn't think that Papa Raw Dog would like that song.
Well, I do. Number 2, Ace of Base, The Sign. I saw the sign. Man, that was a jam, man. And pleasure, Kelly Clarkson, Since You've Been Gone. That was a jam, boy.
I bet you be singing that as soon as you get to work every morning.
Since You've Been Gone.
Oh man. All right, so
I'm so moving. Man, that song is a jam.
I love how you always bang on the table. That's the best part of the show.
To get his point across.
Yes. All right. So Skybox Chris got NSYNC Girlfriend. Jay, can you see it? Because I can't. It's really small. I can't really.
No, I'm on my cell phone. I'm not on my computer
okay.
anymore. It got technical difficulties.
All right.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, but Chris added his in. So the guilty pleasure top 5 is always one that's just kind of, I'm glad none of us had Hammer, none of us had Too Legit to Quit, any of those different things on there. That's
on the workout playlist, man.
There was no D4L, no Laffy Taffy, nothing like that. So I'm proud. We only had one No Limit song. We only had one No Limit song, and that came from me. So there we go. Maybe some of those ain't guilty pleasures for us, though. All right.
Hold up, I can't get to it for some reason.
All right, we'll talk about it here in a little bit. I see clearly one other thing where he says Kodak Black, no flocking.
Kodak Black,
no flocker. Oh yeah, that's that jam.
Now,
that's horrible, dude.
All right, everybody always got a ratchet song. It's always a bunch of it's always some of those it's always some people in corporate. It's always that one woman in corporate you think always got her stuff together, but then as soon as Back That Thing Up come on, they
Cardi B, Bodak Yellow,
they
lose their mind.
Yeah, that's how it goes. All right.
I found some comments. Hold on. Oh,
and then he's gonna play it though.
All right. Let's see. Justin Bieber featuring Nas. That's Skybox Chris. That's his number 1. Let's see.
Yeah.
And Chris says that Snoop Dogg song was dope. Yeah. I thought it was a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. It's a dope song. I liked it. All right, man. So it's time for us to move on and talk about the Super Bowl and everything that's going on around the NFL. You guys ready to move on?
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Let's do it, man.
Time for us to talk about the NFL now. Like I said, I'm not going to be up here crying like T.O. or J-Rock. He was my quarterback. He's gone. No, Alex Smith is now.
You said you be crying, J-Rock.
About his quarterback. When it came to Tony Romo, J-Rock would shed real tears. Like, he would really cry.
My brother cried his wedding one time, and all of a sudden I'm a crybaby.
You cried when Romo retired, dude. It was allergies. Okay. So,
exactly.
Alex Smith is gone. And so I'm worried about Kirk Cousins. Like, what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins? Does he show up to Dallas? Does he show up to Dallas and become a backup there? Does he end up in Arizona, Cleveland? We don't know. What's the thing?
He gonna get the ticket wherever he go. They gonna pay big dollars for him.
Yeah. What's the thing that he says? How you like that, or what's his little saying?
You like that?
You like that?
You like that, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really the big story to me. I think it was no, they didn't. Not enough. So, I mean, and they did him dirty, and that's one of the things that I think that when it comes around to the players renegotiating, they're going to have to do something about that franchise tag, because they used him for the last couple of years under that franchise tag, and then they said, all right, we don't want you. You can go ahead and go on. We found something better. And that's kind of unfortunate, because I felt like he could have went somewhere and been a better quarterback under a better system that would have fit him better. But it is what it is. They've got Alex Smith, and I'm going to be honest with you, Alex Smith is a very talented quarterback, and if they're willing to open up the field and he's willing to do it, I think that, they may make some noise. I'm talking potentially third place in the division. Maybe second, depending on the Cowboys.
Last. They'll be last.
We'll see. So, we also got Super Bowl. Yeah. So it's now time for us to get into our Super Bowl predictions and everything that's going on around the Super Bowl. Gentlemen, without saying our predictions with our heart and what we realistically think what's going to really happen, who do you got winning this Super Bowl?
I'm going with the Eagles.
That's not with your heart.
No, I really believe that. I believe that. Hey, stop moving, man.
He's opening
popcorn.
Opening up a bag of chips.
Yeah.
Just slowly, like.
Just. I didn't know y'all heard that.
Hey, I'm going with the Eagles because I think the Patriots are due for upset, just like when they went against the New York Giants. And I know that the Eagles are an underdog. I know that, but that's who I'm going for. I'm going for the underdog because to me it would be too easy to say, well, the Patriots are just going to win. That's the easy way. I'm going to go the hard way, but I'm going to go Eagles. It's going to be a close game though, and it's going to come down to the last possession.
All right.
I believe the Patriots are going to. The Eagles defense is going to find a way to mess around with the Patriots offense on that last play.
Okay. J-Rock, what you got?
Going with my sports side and not going with my heart, the Eagles will no, they ain't winning. Patriots 31-21. Tom touchdown Brady, 338 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an MVP.
Well, honestly, I hate to say it, but I just don't think the Eagles got enough. And I think they can win? Yes. Do I want them to win with everything inside of me? Yes. I would love for the Eagles to win. In fact, I want Tom Brady to go away. I really do, with a passion. But, it is what it is, man. So, yeah, more than likely the Eagles will go up 21-0 and Tom will come back in the third quarter and the fourth quarter and boom, there you have it. He'll win and they'll say it was the second greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. And he'll leave with another MVP and his life will continue to be perfect. And he'll be...
honestly, I really don't care. It's just an excuse for me to eat.
Yeah, it is. And watch commercials. I just hope we have better commercials.
Watch commercials.
Yeah. And I really hope Justin Timberlake, does something to show some respect to Janet. Like, the factor that he's getting a chance to perform again irritates me. So.
Well, he got a letter from the parents, whatever, some kind of conference that represents, I guess, parents, and said, please do not time and don't even try it. So
whatever.
The possibility of Janet coming back is probably no. He don't want to make people mad. So
if they should let her come back. How small is her child? Like, how old is Janet's kid?
Less than a year.
She should come back breastfeeding. That's what they should do. They should have her up on stage breastfeeding to see. Because people was just, I just think it's just hypocritical that he gets a chance to come back like he had nothing to do with that whole thing. But
that would gross me out right there, sir.
That
would throw me off.
It's off-putting to see something like that in the middle of a musical performance. But you get the point. It's like, can't nobody protest it? You can't protest somebody breastfeeding. It's natural, So, there you go. All right. I don't want to go on a rant, but.
Way to go, Drew.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right. So it's time for us to talk a little bit of NBA talk and get into talk. We've covered the NFL, potentially for the last time for a long time. And so NBA is getting interesting. We got all-star picks that came in and it's changed up. So now we got PG in the all-star game with Russ.
Yes.
Yes. I take it that all of us are Team LeBron just because I just would hang up on you if you was Team Steph on this call. But yeah.
And it sounds awful. Team Steph.
It do. It sound like it does. It is very off-putting. So realistically, the All-Star game is going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be interesting to watch. We've got Love. Kevin Love is out. So who do you think is going to possibly take his place? Well, let me give you the options. I mean, most people are saying it's Ben Simmons or possibly Gordon.
Kyle Singler.
You and your jokes, sir.
You know how
I'm the one that does that, sir. You stay with the stats, all right?
I can't. You know how I feel about Kyle Singler, man. That gets my blood pressure going.
He's a roach, sir.
Yeah.
He survives all kinds of trades and
coach is getting fired.
Stuff. He will never die. He will never die.
Yeah, I saw him sitting down on the end of the bench in a pinstripe suit with no undershirt. He just had a raw shirt and blazer. It's like, who are you? Like, how do you?
Who let you walk out the house like that, man?
Anyway, so all right, other NBA, it doesn't matter if we answer the All-Star question. What about the Thunder, man? Like, Dre is out. There goes our defense right there, like our big defensive presence. Do we trade for someone? What do we do? Because people are making moves. Like Blake Griffin just got traded to the Pistons, and that's a big deal.
He's happy about that.
And they're still looking to unload Lou Williams and DeAndre Jordan, hopefully together.
Look at Lou Williams.
You know where DeAndre Jordan going. LeBron already got him on speed dial. Hey, I'm coming to get you.
Yeah.
LeBron can't have everybody, man. Dang.
Yeah.
I want everybody, man.
He need everybody because Isaiah Thomas ain't working out at all.
Isaiah, he a little snitch. He going to the owner, Dan Gilbert, talking about, hey, man, I'm in your corner and whatever you need, I got it. Going behind Kevin Love's back saying all this stuff about Kevin Love. Now Kevin Love get hurt and he like, trade me now.
Yeah, he need to know he's trade bait right now. Like Isaiah Thomas, he needs to know that that's exactly what he is. Because truthfully, maybe he's a good fit down in LA. And to be honest with you, it wouldn't be the worst thing for his career. But I'm not saying that he's a cancer to the locker room and I'm not even saying that they even have a better solution at the point guard spot. But I wouldn't mind. I mean, if you get the opportunity to get a Lou Williams, I would take Lou Williams or DeAndre Jordan straight up for him any day.
Are the Clippers are they a straight rebuilding stage?
Yeah, they've got a
fire sale.
Yeah, and they say it's a youth movement, and they still are going to restructure the rest of the this season to go after the 7 or 8 spot. They're saying that they're not trying to lose out, or they're not going Philly as he put it. But it sounds like they're going Philly. It sounds real Philly right now. But we'll see. They really feel like they still have a legit shot at making the playoffs and helping their team grow and get ready for the next stage. So they feel like they'll be back in contention for a championship in the next 2 years, and they just need to sell off those pieces. And they also feel like they have a good chance if they structure things right to attract, to get LeBron or Paul, to try to package Paul George and LeBron.
They're not getting LeBron, bro.
So
come on, Drew. You know good and well the Clippers are building this. They firing everybody, trading everybody, so they can build this team around Austin for next year.
And that's what you do when you get a solid core like Patrick, Lamar, Beverly. You have to do that.
I thought his middle name was Lamont.
Lamar, potato.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
It's all the same.
He's gonna steal your loose change. Know that. Your loose candy.
75 cents.
Loose hard candy and change. He will take the gum off. If you put gum on the side of your cup so you can drink, he will take that. Don't mind if I do. He will pluck that gum. I seen him do it. Seen him do it.
In your face. I will. You say something.
Yeah, so with the Thunder, do you think there's anybody that we could pick up that's floating around out there, or anything that we should do, or are we good with the squad we have?
Are they trying to get Wesley?
No.
You think we should pick someone up? Like I
don't think it's gonna make a difference. I think we are who we are right now.
No, but we just won 8 straight games. Lost last night. We had Josh Eustace in there, and he looked like he was a college sophomore out there. He was nervous. He turned the ball over 3 times possessions, but, we can't blame it all on Josh. They went away from Paul George. He had 28 points and took 3 shots in the second half after he was cooking in the first half. So you put the blame on Billy Donovan and his point guard. It could have been a 9-game winning streak and it could have kept going, but they stopped giving the ball to Paul George last night.
Yeah,
that was the early struggles that we had back in October and November, is that we went away from team basketball and we went to iso ball with Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony last night, and it didn't work.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I think I like what I see out of Terrence Ferguson and other people, and I think we got something solid. I think one piece would help, and the thing is, like, going after someone like a Lou Williams that they're dangling out there, as much as I would love to have him, we would have to give up way too much to get him. Mm-hmm. Way too much to get him. And so there's some people, I don't know, is Trey Burke still floating around, not doing anything? Is he on the couch?
No, he's
Or
He's actually got signed by the Knicks. He's playing
okay.
with the Knicks right now.
So there's a handful of people that maybe we could bring in, but I just at this point let's stick. Yeah, let's just keep developing what we have because why not? And why not? All right. So what else is going on around? Is that it for what's going on around the NBA?
Well, the Beard hit 60 points.
Yes. Is he the MVP now? Is it hands down a 60-point triple-double? Does that make him the MVP?
No.
Who's the MVP so far?
Well, the bridesmaid finally gets married. He finally gets married. This is being his year of.
You think
James is too unattractive to be the MVP?
I like your basketball knowledge. I like what you bring in.
Yes,
you gotta cut that beard first before you get an MVP. You gotta cut it down at least. Can't have you getting your beard hairs all on the award and everything.
I think it's time for the.
That was real stupid. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's been a show. It's time for the final cut, gentlemen. Time for the final cut. It's where we give you
time to go to the grocery store and come back before Jay's finished, right?
J Rock, it's all on you, baby. Go for it.
Shut up, Cavernus.
Oh,
but yes. So two excellent artists, Kendrick Lamar and Bruno Mars. They both put out excellent albums this year, or over the last 2 years. An excellent performance, and even though he was gone off the Sugar Booger, I see him continuing to be one of the best artists. We always talk about nobody could ever touch Michael Jackson. We thought Chris Brown could do it, but Bruno Mars. I mean, I'm not talking about album sales and everything, but Bruno Mars is the closest thing that we have seen to Michael Jackson as far as as an entertainer. And I loved his album, and I look forward to great things coming from this young man. And like I always say, winners win, losers lose, and they all find a way to do what they do. I'm J Rock from the Barbershop 918, and I'm out.
All right. So people think the word failure is such a bad word, and they fear the word failure. But the fact of the matter is, there's been many an entrepreneur who had to fail several times before they hit that one big, great idea that made them so successful. So what I'm saying is, no, you don't go out to fail. You don't go into a situation hoping to fail. But if it happens, know that you're going to learn your most valuable lessons from your failures. Okay? You'll know what not to do next time. So you're trying to be that next entrepreneur. You're trying to be that next great businessman. Know that there are going to be some failures along the way. But for every failure that you get, you're going to learn something new that's going to make you that better a person, that better entrepreneur. Don't fear failure. And with that, don't tell God about your big problems. Tell your problems you got a big God. I'm out.
All right. So today, I do this thing, and I'm not trying to plug it or anything because I do it really in a whole different capacity than what I do the Barbershop 918. But I do this thing called the Scripture of the Day, and I do it because God tells me to do it. And yesterday, the scripture that I got for today was one that said, rejoice in the Lord. Like, today is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. That was the scripture. And what was crazy about that is I looked at that scripture today and I just said, all right, I'm gonna rejoice and be glad in it. But as soon as I woke up this morning, I got a phone call and I heard that one of my former students passed away in a horrific way. And then like about an hour after that, I found out that one of my church, former church members, and also someone who volunteered for me at my former job, also passed away. And so I looked at that situation. I said, all right, I still have to find a way to find joy. I still have to find a way to rejoice and be glad in it. And so today I got up and I decided, all right, I'm not going to lose this day. I'm going to go out and I'm going to win this day. I'm going to rejoice and have fun. I'm going to be glad in it. You guys watched today's show and you saw we had a few hiccups, but we still had a lot of fun. I'm giving you those examples not to say, hey, look at me, pay attention to me. But what I'm saying is real life. Sometimes you just got to tell people what you're going through and explain to them like, yo, you can still do it. Raw Dog was just talking about surviving, like, failure and becoming stronger. Every single day, you've got a chance to get up and just win. Every single day, you can defeat all of the negativity, all the bad things that come your way, and you can still have joy. So I'm encouraging you today to have joy. And remember, hate can't drive out hate. Only love can do that. And we thank you for listening to the Barbershop 918. Make sure you check us out at
www.thebarbershop918.com. Check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Buzzsprout. We got a couple of other new spots. I just bit my tongue. We got a couple of other new spots.
iTunes.
that done picked us up. All you do is Google us. If you're looking for us, you'll find us. If you ain't looking for us, you're missing out. It's a pretty fun show, as you can see.
It is great.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
And with that, it just happened. Shout out to Ben Green. That's for you, Sean.
And we out.
And we out.
I'm tempted to not hit the stop just to see if y'all was going to say something else funny. I'm trying to make the monkey dance, but I'm going to go ahead and stop now.
Barbershop
Dance, monkey,
dance.
dance. Dance, monkey, dance. Dance, dance,
I don't even
dance,
know what that dance is, but it's horrifying.
I'm spinning my chair. Oh.
Don't do that, man. You're going to make
Oh, are you still recording, Drew?
I got to.
me chips, Jay?
I don't know.